what we got here is some really bad deteriorated ridge cap, organic hip and ridge from an original roof over. You can see they cut the top roof over layer up to. This is a horrible job. I did a video about this a week or so back, 2 weeks back maybe, I don't remember. But right now we're gonna try to get this done, uncut, unedited repair video for you guys because you are requesting it. So on the way, if you could give it a quick thumbs up. I apologize now, it's a bit windy today. I don't have any dead cat microphone stuff set up for the GoPro on my head. So please, I'm warning you now, just stick with it. 45 minutes maybe, we're gonna have this one done, I think. Fighting the wind, we're gonna get into it right now. So as I said, it was a roof over. What we need to do is get the hip and ridge off, this OC ridge, whatever kind of brand this stuff is here, strip these two rows, well this row, these two shingles in on this side, because they have to go up under the ridge cap. We have to take this loose to get in here, and then put the new ridge vent on, which we're gonna use a piece of this Lamanco we have. We have the new hip and ridge to put on, and some new Owens Corning duration driftwood shingles for the top row, sealer to seal it down, and of course the hand tools, the flat bar, the hatchet. We're gonna get into it right now. Start by right here, over this direction. Just pop this off as best we can. Probably leave that one, we'll see. I'm gonna try to just slide the trash down into this other valley on the back over here, or maybe on this front side, wherever. It's just me working today. It's way too windy to do a roof install. It's not quite as windy as they were saying, but we are gonna have a bit of a weather pattern change. They're saying winds are supposed to be 30, could occasionally gust over 40 today. So that's pretty good amount of wind. Something we don't wanna do roof installs on. Let's get into it. Pop this stuff off, however you do it, just get into it. Got some big handles, maybe if we pull those out it might work a little easier. I hate this ridge vent, it's not good. It doesn't hold the weight of somebody installing it, walking on it. Every now and then you'll get a homeowner up here walking around on it. It's just not good. There are other brands and kinds that work better. Once we're all said and done with this repair, I'm going to use my little hand magnet that's down the truck to get all these nails picked up. And the trash, big pieces will carry, little pieces will go in that bucket up there. Get all this cleaned up, grab the little DeWalt leaf blower and blow the little crumbs down after I've got most of it picked up. Unfortunately with the GoPros, they require you to have another little electrical box sticking outside of the GoPro to put an audio mic in. Well, it's just a lot of stuff flopping around on the head because the head mount for the GoPro does not factor in that audio device. And then the Bluetooth wireless microphone. So there's two pieces that would be hanging on, so I apologize. Figured I'd try it, watch it, and if it's too windy, scrap it. If it's bearable, send it out for you. We got pretty good 15 to 20 mile-an-hour winds, pretty consistent today. Today is, what is today? We just got over fall break here, October 30th, 2024. Winds are picking up. It's supposed to be a weather shift, a weather pattern change. It has been dry, no significant rain in like 2 to 3 months here. We've had nothing, at least 2 months. And tomorrow's a chance of storms. West of us, Midwest, is experiencing possible hail, tornadoes, winds today. It's supposed to push through Illinois and be here tomorrow morning. This stuff is nasty, I hate it. It's almost like they sealed it down too. Caulked it up under all that. Probably gonna need to get into that corner of hip and ridge I wasn't really wanting to do. Yeah, because they cut this short even right here. Man, lazy people. I can't believe people did this kind of work and just got away with it. Most reputable contractors would not do something shoddy like this. They wouldn't let their guys get away with it because it'll ultimately ruin their reputation. Catch up to them. This is just stupid. Might end up taking this row here too, I think. Probably gonna just be easier because they cut it a little short as well. Although I don't want to get into a lot of the valley there. We'll leave that row for right now. We'll see. Working with shingles, asphalt shingles and granules like this on a windy day, be careful because that stuff can get in your eyes and it does not feel good. I'm gonna try something a little different here. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if it's not working, try something different. Switch up your tactic. I'm gonna cut this down the middle to relieve it, so I have two different flaps I can pull on. Kind of my hope here. There we go. Now I can just pull it around those nails, the heads of the nail. Drive those down instead of having to get in there and pull each one of them. It's a little pitchier today, not terrible, but because of that, I've got the cougar paws on. They're a huge help. Windshields are driven down. Clean up the ends a bit. Got to reevaluate this top row here. Lawn care, leaf blowers going. Cut the length of the video down by not doing the cleanup here for you guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. Get a quick picture here. Always take pictures, detailed pictures of everything I'm doing here so I can add that to the customer file. Not just of damage, but even the process. That way if somebody says, well, hey, what about this? What about that? What was the condition of? You've got it. You got it if you need it. If you don't need it, then no big deal, no harm. Yeah, they cut that short. Now, I've said this before, you're doing a repair, not a new roof. So some things you're gonna have to kind of be, this is gonna sound terrible, but I wouldn't say lower your standards, but you might have to modify some things If we're doing a whole new roof, I would not do what I'm about to do, but because this is too short, if I add this top row, the keyway needs to be covered by the headlamp under. Well, this headlamp of this row is gone, it's cut short. So we're gonna add a row where this is, but we're not gonna go all the way into the valley. I'm gonna lace it right near the valley. I'm trying to keep the amount of what I need to do down. Again, this is a, look at the keyway here. This is just a mess. But we got to get that headlamp higher than what currently is here. If you're new to roofing too, by the way, a little tip, don't stand right in the middle of your valley area right there. You can break stuff. It causes a pretty big leak. All right, now this shingle here has got high enough headlamp, factory headlamp. We're gonna add these two pieces, lace that right there. Same on the other side. We need to get it up high enough. So we're gonna need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, about 8 shingles. I think I only have 6 up here, more down on the truck. Try to get that cleaned up a little bit so it's not gonna raise the new row of shingles up too much. That's tearing the one under right here. I know I said don't stand in the valley, but I'm not putting a lot of weight in the valley where I'm sitting like I am right here. I did tear this right here. We're not going to put a keyway anywhere near that area right there. Slice this. Right here, we're going to lap over this completely. If it's windy, squint. Those asphalt granules, or the granules from the asphalt shingles, do not feel good in your eye. I may have already said that if I did. Sorry for the repetitiveness. Commentary and roofing. I'm not putting those in my pouch today because I got 1 3/4 here for the ridge cap, something bigger. Let's clean this up and then that valley. Shot the piss out of it. They just shot and shot and shot. Right, we can bring the shingle over, add a piece of hip just lower over that. Same here, add this over that piece, add this piece, add this piece, bring it across. That should be good. We might have to do a little cleanup there, but it's good enough to kind of move on. We got a tuck shingle hip and ridge under this, so we're gonna have to split this apart right here. Start from the keyway. Hopefully they come apart easy. Really not wanting to get into a lot of shingle repair here. And by the way, just address too, I should have probably done this sooner. This roof does have some age on it. The owners are aware of it. It's to get them by. So every now and then people are like, why are you repairing that? Well, there's talk that goes on before these videos are made. The viewers of the videos don't know and aren't aware of. But nevertheless, you get those keyboard warriors that want to comment down below. They know better, or I don't know what I'm doing, or it should have been replaced. Yes, I know. There we go, we're into it now. Once you get it opened, it usually starts working pretty easy, splitting out. But you're splitting the seal strip, the tar, find the nails, get the nails pulled out. We'll seal this back. We're just gonna go to the keyway here where the drip groove is there. Now it releases a little easier and comes up better. You might have to replace this piece of shingle because it's really bad shape right here, which is fine. They got nails here, here, here. Just kind of a worn out mess. All right, we're just gonna get into the shingle. We're gonna kind of somewhat compromise it, damage it to get into it. Again, the definition of insanity. Trying to do the same thing over and over when it's not working clearly and expecting it to all of a sudden work. Switch up the tactic. We're gonna replace that part anyway, so come down here, get that seal split and broke. Once you get it flat barred over enough into a clean piece of shingle, verify your nails are not gonna be a factor where you add a keyway or a piece of a shingle, both over and above. Get over here. Now, keyway, can't cut it here, need to come over here. So you're gonna watch nails under. There's a nail right there. If we can come over a little more, or actually right here. So there's a nail where my finger is, and a nail over here. So we put a keyway here, we're good. Let's do that right there. Hook blade on the flat bar so you don't cut it. Don't cut the shingles under it. We're gonna have to split that further over because we got to get the nail out from under it. Right here's a split, a seam, keyway. Work out the other direction. Right there's a nail we got to get out. Okay, and get the flat bar tooth in the shingle there. Just bump it up. There we go. Wow, I think they tore off the main part of the house. They just ripped over the dormer. Con artist. Oh yeah, homeowner sees them tearing. Actually, that looks like that. No, I don't know. I don't know how old this is. Don't know any of the history on it. We're almost ready to start putting stuff back. We're close. Prepping it's the hard part. Getting it taken off carefully without damaging stuff. Now what I meant by lacing the shingles, I'm going to cross over this and then bring that over. Get the ridge under. Those couple nails down. This side clean. And they just shot nails anywhere. And a lot. Even though they shot that right there, when I bring these rows under this, it'll cover those nail holes. There'll be no issue. I literally just pieced it right into there. Okay. Get some shingles real quick, and I'll show them what I do right here. They tarred this real bad. They put all kinds of tar up under here, so cleaning this up a little bit more is going to be kind of a pain. Get the chunks of stuff off. But we're going to lay over this. Yeah, they got tar all in there, trying to seal that. It's kind of a high part. Down a bit. Knowing the size of ridge cap, ridge vent and stuff, your nails are going to have to hit here. 6 inches is where the ridge cap will go. The ridge vent will go lower. So honestly, where this is cut right here, if we just bring this shingle down enough and across, gets us high enough to keep it dry by cutting here, vents the heat out, the cap will cover everything, including where this is cut short. The ridge vent itself will go down lower, so we should be good, provided we continue that measurement out. So basically where the top strip of this cloth is, we're going to come down about a ½ inch off this cut, or to be more consistent off of this corner, so about 2 inches down to that right there. If we maintain that, it should work out perfect. Missed the wood there. I'm not wanting to burn through and use all my larger nails. I'm trying to use the hand nails I pulled out. Use a couple here. Let's see where we're at on that. Cutting it back here. Across. This side's good. We'll tuck under there. Should be good to jump to this other side now. Kind of repeat the process. I think it'll work a little better than I was expecting it to originally. Now this one I brought down lower, so we're gonna have to add this row here. No nails where that is. None there. Row is going to be the one that drops down a little bit. the one downside to sure nail. Hook blades don't cut through there very good. I did bring up just enough. Oh, now I'm gonna need a piece for that. Maybe that scrap will be big enough. Watching your nail placement there, under and over. Coming down a little bit to give me somewhere to nail. Also ensuring that the lap here is good, which it is. Yeah. Catch some of that strip right in the last little bit of wood up here. For those that say, oh, you put a nail on that shingle right there, all that's going to be covered by hip and ridge. Still catching wood right in the strip, good. Headlap's good, nothing worried if compromise there. Put that in after we get the ridge done. We're gonna wrap up the ridge cap now. I couldn't fit a lot in the bucket. I don't want the bucket to blow away. We're just gonna start getting it prepped so our ridge vent can rest over the two ends. We're gonna start by coming up the sides. In a case like this, if you put this where it needs to go, you're gonna have shingle hanging out. We're just gonna trim that right here, right to the end. Might have to drop that piece down just ever so slightly. Cover right there. That's torn piece. Some of these are gonna have to be kind of sealed up, just because we have so many hips converge like this. A little unique. When we do, I like to make it kind of a carousel spiral screw. I don't like to run one all the way because you get humps. So let's get a longer nail right there. It's going through a lot. Utilize some of these because there's so much buildup with that hip and ridge there. When I bring this over, it'll hide that. It won't hide this. Let's jump back over here, get this one in and done. don't want the hump high raising stuff up here. A little granulated. Keeping that nail high enough that the next piece is going to cover it. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. Ridge cap and everything will cover these here. Alright, so don't crease this super bad, but just kind of finding the center. Bring it down far enough, roll it up so you got somewhere good to nail here. Looks like it's going to cover everything, so get one in here. Next one. I'm going to cut that and fold that over, but not yet. Bring this one a little farther out. And there's no exact science. You just want to make sure everything's lapped the right way. Going to stay dry. Paying attention which way the water's going to run, wind's going to blow. This is slight downhill because there's so much hump here, so I'm kind of bumping on each that way. You don't want water running laterally down that slope. So we're going to run those a little bit farther. Let's find the center. Try to keep it somewhat near leading into where I want the center to be, over the ridge. All right, using a hook blade, let's cut that. The way the wind blows, we're going to lap this. The predominant winds come this way, and also the main road coming down here, you're not going to see it. I mean, it's very minor. It's a little cosmetic, itty-bitty issue. Nail's about to bend over. We're going to seal that. We're going to seal this little crack right here. We're going to add some sealer down into this. Those will start sticking down. That's just one of the things you get when you have all these hips converge like that. Let's add one more piece. We want to bring the ridge out far enough to dry it in far enough. In my opinion, it's not quite far enough there, but it will be. Shingles and hip and ridge, they're all very similar. When you go to nail this, you want it nailed near the seal strip so it's pinned down there. When the next piece melts to that, it's pinned down, or it's sticking where it's pinned down. The other thing, if you put it in the right area, you're gonna try, well, shingles, ridge cap's a lot different. You're shooting here, it's gonna hit the head lap of the shingle under it. Most ridge cap's kind of the same way. We always, when we're doing a new install, double nail it too. Each side gets double nailed. All right, let's get this side shoved under, run up. Just gonna find the center. 1, 2, 3 pieces. Ridge cap's gonna cover at least 2 of them. Gives a little area to vent here. That should be fine. Try to utilize some of these nails that are perfectly fine because I didn't restock the large hand nails on the truck this morning. This repair was just kind of thrown in. So I don't want to burn through my large nails if I don't have to. And wind. final cap piece up under there. Now here, I just try to run it up a little bit. If you need to put a relief cut there, that's fine, as long as you make sure you overlap enough, and it won't hurt to come this way a little bit. Do watch that your nails are not in the wrong spot. These are going to all be covered though. Just want to make sure you're hitting wood. Get another updated picture here real quick, showing it lapped and going back with new shingles. When you're folding it like that, not a problem. When you're folding it and gonna go up a roof, you have to put a relief cut in it. Put that relief cut as far under there as you can. And then this one that's torn, it's not gonna be affected. It'll be under there. We're gonna cover that relief cut. Big enough for that. Don't think it is. It's a little short. But I have an idea of what we can do here. Because it doesn't have to cross, we can continue that valley cut. Your valleys, when they lap, can always be lapped different. They're not always the same, how high the shingles come across. So I'm just going to look at this before I actually do it. We're going to set this in here. This scrap still stuck to that. We put that here. This valley piece can be trimmed. No bigger it is, I'm just eyeballing it. Look at it. I think that'll be good. Nail that all off. That off because the nail was cut right next to it. There isn't one there. Point something out on that shingle right there here in just a second. It started to tear, but there's no nail hole right there under that, so we're trying to be careful not to tear it. We will seal it, but if you continue to take this out, you might tear the next, and so on and so forth. Again, it's not a new roof. We are doing a repair. I'm not saying half-ass it, but a small cut like that is no different, provided there's no cut under it or above it. It's no different than two keyways staggered apart, or this whole cut right here. Did not split that loose, so this needs sealed off, but let's finish doing what we're doing so stuff doesn't blow down. Ridge vent, many different kinds on the market. Something to point out, there are baffle systems in here. This is completely sealed off when it's laying over a ridge. You have to have it lapping something far enough. In this case, we're going to go to about here. this edge is going to be sealed off, my GoPro doesn't fall off, from bugs flying under, and those baffles are about every foot. So even if this was cut here, provided the next baffle is still over something solid, you're not going to get anything blown through. Good habit, have a baffle near your outer edges. Center it left and right, about the same distance on each end right here. Just it's kind of centered there for a minute. There's nail lines here. You want to keep it at the nail line or above, not lower. Reason being is those baffles in there. That's going to get longer nails here in a minute. I'm just tacking it down. I'll show you where to cut this side up. Cut line, right here it says it. There's a baffle right there, but it doesn't overlap far enough. It does seal it. We're going to cut to this one here. If we cut to there, we're getting nails somewhat close to the valley. It's probably far enough out of there, it wouldn't pose a problem. So we're actually going to cut it just this way a little bit, keep it away from the valley, and if we want to use that scrap, you can use it on the next. The biggest thing is making sure a baffle is under the hip and ridge and you're far enough over. Just cut it as straight as you can. Tack it. We're going to grab some of those other big nails down there still. Really anchor this side off. I've seen people put nails through those two to really pin it down. It's not super necessary. I mean, if you want to, it's definitely not going to hurt anything. Honestly, on this side, I might, just because it is going to get a little wind. There's a solid piece of plastic where those are right here. So it's going to hold it down tight. Not going to hurt anything. Because it is a small piece on this dormer, I'm going to put a couple. Basically about done. Put the ridge cap on, the hip and ridge caps over these, and then clean up the mess. Hopefully the battery's still good. Alright, your hip and ridge, we're going to cut a starter piece. So leaving just a little bit of that seal strip here, cut this off for scrap, or we could save it for the very last piece because I'm going to be super close on material here. It's going to go near the outer edge, center it left and right. All that's going to do is give a little more rigidity to the first piece you start, because if you put that first piece of hip and ridge, there's nothing under it. Well, in this case you got plastic under it, but the additional thing is now when you nail this off here, this will stick down to those pieces that are pinned down. So you're just eyeballing it, keeping it center, nail them off near that seal strip, no lower than the nail line. Hopefully I got enough pieces in there. So I can show you the final step. We're gonna be short. Yeah, we're gonna be short about 4 pieces maybe. I have to run down if you want to see the end here. Probably be short 2 pieces maybe. Oh, there's one down there. Maybe another one blew over there. It'd be close. 1, 2, 3, and the final. We're gonna be short. If I did that, use that, this is gonna finalize it. Because this is solid plastic, I'm gonna put tar under that and seal these 2 flaps down. If it was a new install, again, we would be making the starter row, but just for the sake of the video for you guys, it's not gonna hurt one bit. If you're doing this on a wooden gable edge, there's nothing but the wood top ridge cap coming through, not the ridge vent under it, then yeah, it needs to have a double piece, a starter row added of some sort. Because any one of these, there's this and the one under it, right? So it makes it a little more rigid. If this cracks, you got the solid head under it. That's the only one that blew over there. But we'll have enough to do this. And the way I finish this off is very simple. Although there are people out there on YouTube that highly disagree, there's other ways of doing it, and they will just simply seal it to the roof. I am not a fan of that because it can blow off, it doesn't sit, it doesn't dry, especially the wind, it's not going to stay on there. I'll trim this carefully, trying to keep it right near that other strip, line it up, nail a nail or 4 nails, and then seal those. Again, we've got strong winds today, tomorrow. This is not going to hurt anything. Keep them up and in a little bit. Again, at that nail line zone. And not out on the far outer edge. Yeah, but some people just basically butter it up and throw it down. You can do that. Some places may require it. The amount of water that sees this top hip and ridge is so minor. If you get an inch of rain, you're only getting an inch of rain right here, just this little bit. You get an inch of rain, every section of the roof gets an inch of rain, and it runs down and magnifies. That won't hurt anything. Today I have wet cement. I'm not a fan of it, but we used it just to seal some stuff down the other day because it was a windy day. We don't normally seal shingles, they're going to seal themselves. So I'm trying to use this stuff up. Normally I have the GEOCEL 4500 brand. Just a small dab, that was kind of gross. You could even grind off granules if you wanted. And put them on top. As a matter of fact, I'll try to just show you here real gently. Kind of work that in, not making a big mess. Coat that nail head. That first glob was pretty bad. Sometimes with a new shingle, the actual shingle part, you can just kind of rub it like this. Pour them on. This is the headlaps that's all your different colors. Sometimes you can just keep granules like this, sprinkle them in there. Again, this is just some stuff you can do, not necessary. It'll help hide those, coat those, keep them rigid. Basically down to cleaning up. Hopefully the battery is still going. Just got to seal this stuff up. We're at 50 minutes doing this by myself, commentary and everything. If you made it this far, you're a true viewer, because it's probably unbearable listening to the wind. So we're going to cut out, wrap up here, seal these off, clean up, seal that end off, and then nail down the end there, and that's basically it. If you made it this far, you have the confidence and the dedication to do this on your own. It's pretty simple. It's very simple. You can save a ton of money. Till next time, be safe. We'll see you then.